We are called as believers, not just prophets, but as believers. We are supposed to be emanating, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, we're supposed to be emanating the fragrance of God. So we definitely have to make sure, it is imperative that we as prophets, prophetic people, it is our responsibility to make sure that our vessel, our apothecary, is fly free. Yes. So that we will not find ourselves in a predicament where we are uttering or making those declarations from a contaminated place.
In Antioch,
yes,
the text says, and they taught the assembly. Watch this, a whole year. They taught the assembly
a whole year.
Okay. That was the teaching ministry. 2 chapters later, in chapter 13, that was, it says, and now there were in Antioch apostles and teachers and prophets, etc. And they names, and then of course they consecrated Barnabas and Saul, by the way. But that waiting period was not a wasted period. That was the training and those gifts that we see 2 chapters later, whatever time period. Came from those who were teachable, who were the acronym F.I.T, faithful, available, and teachable.
Can it affect other areas in our life?
Absolutely. It affects, not only does it affect how you show up. So whenever you get stuck in your stuff, you can't move forward. And being stuck in a situation that frustrates you is not going to serve you. So the key to, after you identify the stuff, is deciding whether or not you're going to stay stuck in the stuff. So I could have gotten so bent out of shape about my hair not doing what I thought it should have, could have, would have done, that I said, you know what, Kelly, I can't do the show today because my hair is tripping. Right? And that would have had a ripple effect on you, me, our reputation. We would have robbed the people who are hearing us and supporting this today and needing to hear a word of encouragement and liberation and help, dealing with their stuff. They wouldn't have gotten it. Why? Because I didn't like the way my hair was. I mean,
come on.
Yeah, you've got to put stuff in the right perspective. Some stuff is not worth sweating over. I love the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, because what you realize is that it's all small stuff.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another conversation with Kelly. I am your host, Kelly Spencer, and I am glad that you took this opportunity and time this Sunday afternoon. That you could have been asleep, you could have been eating some beans, greens, ham, tomatoes, hogs, and all that good stuff, as Shirley Caesar's song, you name it, on your menu, but you chose to spend this hour with us. And since you are eavesdropping on this conversation, do me a favor, click, like, share, comment, holler at me, tell me who is listening and where you are listening from. I see Miss Della. Good afternoon. God bless you too. Hey, my Sister Dr. Clarice. How you doing? Welcome. I would love to see who is watching and where you are watching from. I am loving the fact that I get to connect with people all over the world. Who would have ever thought that just something that just started out, not even intentionally, just developed. And now this platform, I have had people, again, all over the world post and comment and, hey, Dr. V, join us for our conversations. And today, we got a good one for you. So I hope you're paying attention and get a piece of paper, a pen, and take some notes. Today's topic is get lit while you get fit. So we'll break that down in a second, but I'm telling you, the guest that we have. Hey, Kristen, how you doing, girl? I haven't heard from you. I hope you again sit back, enjoy. This is going to be a conversation that you do not want to not hear. So prop your feet up again, get a book, get a piece of paper, a pen, and get ready. My guest today, Coach, is off the chain. Let me tell you. First, it's just like a PE teacher, physical education in high school. You know, that coach is going to make sure that you get in shape, you do what you're supposed to do. They're going to say, give me another lap. You do it. You got one more in you. You got one more in you. And so she is going to push us. She is going to stretch us. She is going to challenge us. I cannot wait. And so a scriptural reference, Luke 22:32, Jesus tells Simon that I prayed for thee that your faith faileth not. In other words, I pray that you take another lap, go another round. You can do it. Don't let your faith fail. So today, I am so honored to bring in Coach. She's going to let us know that stretching is uncomfortable, first of all, because it can be very painful being stretched, especially if you're out of shape. But let me tell you, stretching is pushing you to another level. Also, it is pushing you to another dimension. So again, get ready, get ready, get ready. I am going to bring her in. I am not going to hesitate for another second. I have the honor, distinct honor, to welcome to Conversations with Kelly, Coach Danielle Marshall.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon.
How you doing?
I am doing well. I'm exceptionally glad and excited to be on Conversations with Kelly, the podcast. Thank you.
Absolutely. And, you know, I thought about something. What if Mozart or Beethoven, Whitney Houston for that matter, anybody that has been successful in any field, what if they would have gave up the first time they made a mistake?
Right.
We would not know Beethoven. We would not know Mozart. We would not know Whitney. We would not know Yolanda Adams. And as gifted and talented as Kim Burrell is, if she would have hit a flat note and said, oh, nope, done, can't do it, how many people would not have been blessed by her ministers?
Absolutely.
So is that part of that stretching?
It's definitely part of the stretching. One thing that we must know about stretching is it's imperative, right, for us to stretch, because we will encounter trials and tribulations, but it is the stretching that will push you to the next level, like you mentioned with Mozart and Yolanda Adams and Kim Burrell, right? We all will have our test of stretching. It is up for us to say yes to the stretch.
Oh, wait. Okay, we getting all started. Like,
it was pretty good.
Stop. Rewind. Say that again. Somebody put that in the chat. Dr. V, put that in the chat.
I said it is up to us if we will say yes to the stretch.
So we have to say yes to the stretch.
Say yes to the stretch.
Wow. Man, I'm so excited that I didn't even give you a proper introduction. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to get it. Coach Danielle resides resides in Florida. She, of course, has a sports background. She's a graduate of Concordia University and Baker University. She is a recreational therapist who works with at-risk youth. Talk about stretching. Yeah. I've been a youth pastor. Yeah, that's a stretch. But she is also an author of a new release that we are going to talk about in a few minutes. So officially, again, properly, welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Very glad to be here.
Absolutely. So since we already came out the gate swinging, let's just take another punch, go another lap. Okay. Tell us about your fitness journey.
Okay. So I would say that my fitness journey began around the 2nd or 3rd grade. And I will say it started in 2nd and 3rd grade is because that's when I started participating in sports, right? So in my hometown, Lake City, Florida, every year we have something called the L.I.T Festival or the Blue Gray Run. And it's when youth and adults have an opportunity to run a mile. So I participated in that in the 2nd grade. Unbeknownst to me, the next day I went to school, I walked in my classroom and the whole class was clapping. I had no idea that I had won that with my age group. So they was clapping. And so I was just doing it, right? So in the 3rd grade, I started playing basketball at our local community center. And so from elementary school on up to college, I participated in sports. So that's what initially started my fitness journey. And as you can imagine, from elementary school to college, there were all sorts of different workout regimens and, conditioning and weights and all these things. Yes. So originally it started when I was in elementary school.
Yes. Wow. So it was just innate, like just in you from the very beginning, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
Well, what would you say to those of us who are not athletically inclined? How do we get through that journey or to that journey of that mindset shift change of wanting to be fit, first of all?
Okay. So I would say this, in psychology and sociology, also in the fitness world, there is something called a 5-stage model, right? So in that 5-stage model, you have 5 different steps or 5 different stages. The first one is pre-contemplation, right? So pre-contemplations mean that you don't feel like any change is necessary. That's pre-contemplation. So if you are in that stage when it comes to trying to do better, make better health decisions, pre-contemplations means that you feel like you're good, right? And you're content. But then the next step is contemplation. So contemplation means that you are actually starting to think about, maybe I should work out. Maybe I should eat better, but I have not made it any steps to that, but I'm thinking about it. That's contemplation. Gotcha. And then, 3rd stage is preparation. So now, after I have thought about it, I am actually starting to prepare to make those changes. Now I'm going to research maybe some gyms. Maybe I'm going to get me some workout clothes, right? So I'm starting to take those steps to prepare to make changes in my life. And then the 4th stage is action, right? Come on, lights, camera, we got action. So action. I'm no longer thinking about that thing, right? Yes. So I'm actually in the gym now. I'm actually working out. And then that 5th stage is maintenance, right? Or we give up on that part sometimes. So maintenance means that I've thought about it. I've taken action to do it. And now it's a part of my lifestyle. it's a part of my lifestyle. So you ask the question, what can I do if I'm not really in shape in order to get in shape? First, you have to do an assessment on yourself, right? You have to be transparent. You have to be real with yourself. Take an assessment and see actually where you are and where you want to go. So if you're not where you want to be, right, there's some steps that you must take. So you have to be real with yourself, right? You have to evaluate, take an assessment, right, in order to get to that next level.
Wow. I hope I told you guys from the very beginning, get your pen, get your piece of paper, get you a notebook. That was those 5 stages. Repeat them one more time. And Dr. V, I'm going to ask you to be my scribe for today since you on live with us. What was this first step?
First step is pre-contemplation. I don't feel like I need any changes. I'm good where I am. I am content right here.
I am. Yes.
Right? So pre-contemplation. And then the next one is contemplation. That means I'm beginning to think about making changes. Stage number 3 is preparation. So I am preparing now, right, to make those changes. 4th stage is action. Lights, camera, we got action. I'm doing it. I'm working the plan, right? I'm working the plan, right? I'm working the word, right? I am exercising my faith. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then that 5th and final stage there is maintenance, right? It's a part of my lifestyle. I'm living that now, right?
Gotcha. And Dr. V, she is driving, but I appreciate you. I know you would do it if you could, but that's the reason why you should also watch the replay and tag and share this with someone, because this is only the first half. So we haven't even gone over to the second half yet. So it's going to get gooder and gooder and gooder.
Come on. It's coming. We're getting hot.
Yes, ma'am. So what does, because I know, and we're speaking from a physical perspective at this point, when the doctor assesses a person, let's say they could be 2 people, same height, same weight, but one could be considered not fit or in shape versus the other. A lot has to do with their environment. A lot has to do with the foods that they eat. What in your definition, in your own version, is the definition of being fit?
My definition of being fit is being of a suitable quality, right? And I don't only think about that physically, right? Because when we think about health and wellness, many people only think about the physical aspects, right? So I want you, my definition of fit is being of a suitable quality, right? Holistically, right? Because we are multidimensional beings, right? There are many dimensions of wellness that sometimes we don't consider, such as environmental wellness. You talked about that. Where we live, right? Social wellness, intellectual wellness, right? Physical wellness, spiritual wellness, right? Emotional wellness, right? Occupational. So there are many dimensions of wellness. So I would say my definition of fit is being suitable for holistically, right? And we have to get to that place, right? We have to evolve. It is important for us to evolve, right? If we start at point A, we should not remain at point A, right? So we have to be willing, right? Beyond pre-contemplation, contemplation, we have to take action, right? And maintain those changes that are necessary.
Wow. That I think was a very succinct and simple definition of being fit. Because again, I know a doctor can assess two people, same weight, same height, everything, but because of other circumstances, one could be considered fit, one could be considered overweight or not fit, whatever the case may be. But that's a great definition.
May I speak on that a little bit more?
Yes.
I would like to add, just because someone may appear right to be healthy, it does not mean
that they are.
And that's vice versa. So think about this. When we step on the weight scale, right? The scale allow us to know how much we weigh. Say, for example, I step on the scale and it tells me that I weigh 175 pounds. But when you think about the things that we encounter and experience in life, my scale probably would really say 220 pounds because of the things that I am carrying, the things that I am not letting go, maybe grudges that I am holding on to, like just things that I consume, not just by my mouth, but with my eyes and my ears. You understand what I'm saying? So just like I mentioned before, we are multidimensional people. So everything we do, everything that we consume affects us because we are interconnected.
And you are absolutely right, because we don't take into consideration the stress, the environment. I mean, all of those things can add that extra weight.
Absolutely.
And to me, health is wealth.
That's right.
Whether it's physical, spiritual, mental, health is wealth. Because if you have all the money in the world, you can fly to any country at any given time. I mean, you could just buy the whole world if you wanted to, but you don't have health. You're not in shape. You're not fit. What kind of quality of life are you going to have?
Absolutely.
And so now we're going to talk about being fit spiritually, since I just mentioned spiritually. What kind of quality of life would we have if we don't pray, if we don't fast, if we don't read? And it's not saying that you have to live in a monastery. This is a joke. When God called me to preach, I said, God, I don't want to be a nun. I can't do that. Walk around in silence, that is not me. But so it's not about those types of things. It's about your dedication, your devotion, your commitment to God. So how, in your perspective, can we become spiritually fit?
We can become spiritually fit along the lines that you mentioned, is exercising, right? Our spiritual muscles, right? So yes, we have to get in the word of the Lord, right? We have to get in the word of the Lord, because as we are exercising the word, right? As we are exercising the word and as we are executing the word, right? Once he give us that word, we cannot allow that word to remain, right? Faith without works, faith without works is dead. So if you have faith and have not works, you don't have anything, right? So you have to actually exercise the word, read the word. You have to, as you mentioned, you have to praise, like let everything that has breath, and we do have breath, praise God, praise the Lord, right? And worship the Lord, right? And give unto the Lord. He is speaking. He's always speaking, right? He's always speaking. He's always speaking through people, through audible voice. So we have to take time to listen for the instructions of the Lord and obey the word. That is executing the plan. Now, some of us, have been waiting on prophecies to be fulfilled for a long time. Now,
why is it?
I believe, right? I believe. One reason is because it's not time. We don't always know time.
Yes, because things have to happen in time. Yes.
Right. And another reason is because we are not moving on that word. Right? We're not being active with that word, right? So so that word it just lies there dormant, right? Because we're not applying anything to it. right? We just think, okay, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. But you have to put some work into becoming that, right? Yeah. We're inactive, right? We are inactive with the word of God from time to time.
And now let's correlate that to physical. If you are not moving your body in some type of way to stretch, to exercise, what's going to happen? You're going to get stiff. You're going to get sore. You're going to not be able to function and have the quality of life God would want you to have.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Take it from the 50 plus crowd. We know how it is when you sit down and you want to get up and your body says, oh, wait. Okay, let me think about that. Okay, now you can get up. But that's partly because we're not moving.
We're not moving.
We're not exercising.
We're not moving.
So it is in the natural, so it is in the spiritual. If we are not exercising first our biblical, God-given authority here on this earth,
that's right,
to speak those things that are not as though they are, exercising our faith, just speaking those things into existence. What's going to happen? Nothing. It's going to be dormant.
Right. We'll continue to wait and wait and wait. And just as you said, those bones, become stiff, right? Come on. In Ezekiel, the question was, can these bones live?
Yes.
Can these bones move? No, they cannot move without activation, right?
Yes.
They could not move without activation.
So how did this correlation come to you? What was the revelation like? What was that like? I know you grew up with this athletic ability and capability. And then, of course, as God blessed for your relationship with him to grow, how did you make correlation like, we got to get spiritually fit too?
Right. The correlation came through a time of reflection. I started thinking back on the days when I did participate in sports. And I remember that a few of my coaches would give us time in practice to partner stretch. He or she would say, now it's time for you to partner stretch. So when I stretched as an individual, I only went so far. You see what I'm saying? I could only go so far. And if I felt a little discomfort, I can ease up from it.
Yes.
But when the coach said partner stretch and my teammate came over to assist me and help me stretch, my teammate was able to push me further, right? And I was able to get the full benefits of that stretch. Yes, it was uncomfortable because I hadn't been stretched in that manner before, right? When I felt discomfort, I would ease up and say that's enough. But with a partner, they are pushing you.
Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it. Yeah.
They are applying that pressure. So that was the physical aspect. So I said, okay, I got the physical. I see the benefits or partner stretching physically, right? And I said, okay, so just as you mentioned, like it is in the spirit, it is in the natural, vice versa. And I was like, okay, so when we partner with God,
come on.
And when God begins to stretch us, right, we are able to do more with God, come on, than we can do with ourselves. He pushes us and he applies pressure. And sometimes that things become uncomfortable, right? And we say, God, I can't do anymore. This is enough. I don't want to go. I can't see myself doing this. I know what you said, but I can't. And then he said, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I put it in you. So he continues to push us because he knows what he put inside of us, right? That's how I got the correlation. That's how I got it.
Wow. And talking about God stretching us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Y'all remember David and Saul? David had to serve while suffering.
Ooh.
And if that is not being stretched, because Saul tried to kill him,
He did.
like
He did.
This man is serving him, obeying him, obedient, loyal, all of the above.
Yes.
But David says, I could kill you. I have every ability.
Right.
But because you are the man of God, I cannot put my hand on you.
Wow.
That was suffering. I mean,
it was.
Who was it? Bishop Jonathan, oh gosh, I can't think of his name. Alvarado, years ago, said David had to duck and dodge.
Huh. Yes.
Because Saul was constantly throwing javelins and trying to, and all he was doing was just doing his job. Mm-hmm. Now, if that's not being stretched,
it is.
But then think about this: Moses, the leader, he had to be criticized.
Yes, he was.
By the people, the children of Israel.
Yes, he was.
That's a stretch. So God does stretch us, and it is uncomfortable.
Definitely.
In the end, you will be much stronger, much wiser. What's Marvin Sapp song? Marvin Sapp song. I'm stronger. Yes. I'm wiser. I'm better.
That's
much
right.
better. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. But wow. So the tagline, like I mentioned earlier, is get lit, which is life in triumphant truth. Mm-hmm. One of the things you said initially, and we hadn't talked about this. This is our first time. This is our first time even seeing each other. But you talked about you have to realize that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Assessment.
And assessment. Yes, ma'am. So how do you get to that point? I mean, I know you have to realize it, but how do you realize it? You see what I'm saying?
Yes. So once you realize that you are not in the space or in the place that you need to be, right? You have did an assessment, right? And you got the receipts on it, right? Like, man, it's so much more in life, right? But how can I get there, right? It's simple. Some people think it's such a big thing, but you just have to take these steps. Mm-hmm. Take a step. Some people think that you have to, for example, when I'm keeping it in the sports world, train to be an Olympian.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to give you a visual of it.
Yes.
It don't have to be that much, right? Because little becomes much. So one day I say I'll start walking. I'll take a walk for 5 minutes. Next week, I may be able to take a walk for 10 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. So little steps, right? You take it step by step, right? And day by day, right? You don't try to overwhelm yourself, because if you overwhelm yourself, you're going to throw in the towel early, right?
Yes.
So once you become aware, right?
Yes.
Do something about it. Take little steps to get there.
And so that life in triumphant truth is first recognizing your limitation,
right?
But also recognizing God's omniscient power,
right?
And his divine purpose for your life, and his divine favor that's on your life, that can get you from point A, where you are, to point B, where you want to be.
Partnering, right? With him. That's how. That is who is going to give us the strength to do it, right? You have to partner with him. We have to, because he knows everything. He is our creator, right? So why not partner with the creator, right? He knows you, and he has bestowed all of these wonderful gifts, talents, and skills within you. So it is necessary. It is vital for us to partner with him to get the plan, because there's a lot of plans out there right now. Just like a buffet, you have many choices. Right? But we want to make sure that we select the best choice. That deals with us, not my neighbor, not my friend, not my mom, not my dad. It's individualized, right? It's individualized.
Yes. And there are several hundreds of videos of coaches who tell you don't have to even invest in like the weights if you can't afford the weights. If you can't go to the gym, during COVID, the gym was closed. Right. So there are a lot of videos that actually can give you the same results.
Absolutely.
Without all of that extra.
Right. Without that's right.
And isn't God so awesome that He will allow people in our lives that we never met, never connected with, to just say one little bitty thing that can give you that extra encouragement. Like, okay, you don't have to do 10 miles for the first day. Just start at 5 minutes. Just walk around the block. Walk around the house. I mean, in other words, start somewhere. So that's part of that being truthful. Like, okay, I can start where I am.
That's right. Because what is happening, even though I may start small, what the Lord is trying to develop in you is discipline.
Yes.
It's discipline, right? So once I become disciplined, I will then become consistent.
Yes.
Right. And then become intentional about my health and whatever God has assigned me to do. So He's trying to develop discipline within us.
And that leads me to what is it? It takes 21 days to create a habit. So anything you do for 21 days, it automatically becomes a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Miss Coach, you have a book coming out, or actually, it is actually already out.
It's out.
Talk about Stretch into the Depths of You, your 21 days of spiritual fitness.
Yes.
What was the inspiration behind the book? First of all, let's go there.
Okay, I wanted to create something that would not overwhelm people. I also wanted to create something that the readers would become active with, right? I wanted to create something to help the readers know the importance of their spirit, mind, and their body. And I wanted them to be able to see how it correlates and how it works together. That's the inspiration behind it.
Gotcha. Because if one of those components, the spirit is missing, it's not going to be complete. If the physical is missing, it's still not going to be complete. So you have to have all of the components, spiritual, mental, all of that together. All things work together.
Come on, there you go. And you know what? Another thing is, let's just say, for example, if we're not feeling well, our body begins to talk to us. Our body sends signals, like we may get a headache, or our stomach may start cramping. Like, we need to pay attention of the signs, because God has given us signs in many different ways, right? So becoming familiar, right, with ourselves and putting an ear, right? We're just so busy. We're so busy. And that's another reason I created the book. I wanted to be able to pull people from the busyness of their day to focus on them. It's just so much going on. We're part of this, we're part of that. We're running off of fumes. We're getting up. We're getting ready for work.
We're cat, the dog.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, Coach, tell us, how can the viewers actually order the book?
You can order this amazing 21 devotional on Amazon.com. You can also go to my website, which is IamCoachFit.com. It's an amazing book. And I'm not just saying that because, I'm the author of it. It really is an amazing book. And throughout this 21-day devotional, I have, when you complete a week, I have a pep talk session with you in the book. So every week I give the readers a pep talk. Not only that, in the book, I also provide a daily supplement recommendation. You know how we have that on vitamins, but
yes.
But for example, an example of that in the book is vitamin A. I say always do your best, right? So
okay.
So I have different vitamin recommendations for you, and also the book also has a poem in it called "The Blessed Stretch," because I want the readers to know, even though it's uncomfortable, it is a blessing in the stretching.
Yes. And just like you have a muscle that needs to be stretched,
yes,
it's uncomfortable before, and it's uncomfortable while you're being stretched. But after, you feel so much better.
You do.
You feel so much better. And that I think that everybody on this live eavesdropping in on this conversation needs to order this book because not only does it give us the physical perspective of being fit, but also the spiritual aspect of being fit as well. And again, tell us how they can order the book.
You can order the book on Amazon.com. That's 21-day spiritual fitness devotion. I also have a journal that go along with it. It's called the F.I.T journal. And FIT is an acronym in there. So it's F.I.T. And I go by the name of Coach Fit. So that FIT acronym stands for faith. So in all things that I do, I want to help people have faith, right? Or obtain faith in their life. And the I stands for intentionality. Yes. And the T stands for transformation. So Amazon.com, and you also can go on my website, which is IamCoachFit.com.
Yes. And for all of you all, it's scrolling at the bottom of your screen. You can reach her again at Danielle Coach Fit Marshall on her social media, Facebook, DMotive8Shun, or IamCoachFit.com.
There we go.
Wow. And I know for a fact that when you get in shape, meaning where you are supposed to be physically, spiritually, everything changes.
Everything.
You feel better. You look better.
Absolutely.
You have better results.
Absolutely.
I mean, but again, as we said 1,000 times, we know that stretching is uncomfortable, but it is necessary.
It's necessary.
It's necessary. And again, I don't care how gifted and talented you may be, you still have to practice. You still have to go through that vocal cord, the piano, the keys. You still have to practice. And it does get, as you grow, it gets more difficult, more challenging. But in the end, like I said earlier, we have Mozart, Beethoven, Whitney, Kim Burrell. I mean, the list goes on. You name it. I mean, we have proof that if you stick to it, you can do it.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Hashtag that. If you stick to it, you can do it.
You can do it. That's right. And think about how many testimonies of people who just took charge of their health and said, no, I am not going to be borderline diabetic. I'm going to take, I can give you even a specific example. Somebody we all know, Miss Tabitha.
Oh, yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Sick. Don't know what the sickness was. That's not important. But she's even several videos have stated that she was very, very sick.
Yes.
And decided to what? Take an assessment.
There you go.
Of her life.
Mm-hmm.
She said, okay, I'm going to start here. I'm going to change my diet.
Yes.
Started eating better. She started eating healthier. And it took one video of her talking about this one sandwich.
Just one.
this vegan sandwich was at what was the Whole Food?
Yes, Whole Foods.
Can you say billionaire now?
I'm telling you.
Billionaire, gazillionaire, I don't know. But
Amazing.
think about it. If she did not do those 5 things that you talked about, which number 1 was what? Remember the 5 steps, the 5 phases?
Pre-contemplation.
Because before everything was fine.
Everything was
until it wasn't.
Right. Second stage, contemplation. Third stage, preparation. Fourth stage, action. Last stage, maintenance. And that's what she's doing. She's maintaining that lifestyle change. And it's working for her, right? And because of her testimony, we hear about it. And it's encouraging other people to make those healthy decisions. So our story, our changes, the changes that we are making is not only good for us, but it's good for other people because we become someone else's inspiration.
And oftentimes, do you find this, Coach? When you go through, it's not for you all the time. You may not have done anything wrong, but it could be so that someone else could be strengthened later on, encouraged later on, receive some inspiration and hope like, oh, you went through that? Oh, okay, I can do this. I can do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. I see Dr. Lavella. Excuse me. I see, hey, Cousin Terry, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. I see Dr. Flo. All right. Thank you all for joining us. I just wanted to holler back at you guys real quick. So now we're going to open up for questions. Who has a question for Coach Fit? Whether it is physical or spiritual, post them in the chat. We'll give them a few more minutes.
Okay.
But go ahead.
I was going to say, I would like to share something that one of my coaches shared with me. And that is simply, which we have been talking about during this whole live, is basically valuing ourselves and the importance of valuing ourselves, our health, our mind, our body, and all things that I do. So this is what my coach showed us, right? He took a dollar bill, right? So this is a dollar bill, and he had another bill. So $5, $1. So we're looking at him like, okay. And he was like, what is the value of it? And we said $1 or $5. So once we gave him the value of it, and I'm talking to the viewers right now, I want you to really take heed to this word, because I want you to know that you matter, right? And I want you to know that you are valuable, right? And I also want you to know that you owe you, right? You are worth the investment. So he started, he said, this is $1. We know it, the value of it is $1. He said, well, what if I do this to it? Right? He said, what if I do this? Which he balled it up. He said, now what's the value? It's $1, right? He said, well, what about if I throw it on the ground and start stomping on it? What's the value of it, right? Yes. And what if I even spit on it, right? Yes. He said, because this bill, right, has been through a lot of hands.
A lot. Yes.
A lot of things, a lot of places.
A lot.
And the key of it was, or the nugget that I want everybody to take is that no matter where you have been, right? No matter your background, right? You still
are
your value. And you are valuable to God, and you are valuable to others.
Yes. Wow. Just because it was stomped on, ripped or folded, it did not lose its value.
It did not lose its value.
Wow.
So that's what we have to know, right? And keep at the forefront of our mind, that we are valuable.
Yes.
We are valuable. Yes. Despite the challenges, right? We are valuable.
Yes. Well, thank you, Dr. Flo and Dr. Lavella. Yes, we have value. Dr. Flo said, that's good. Well, if no one else has any conversation, I want to tell you guys, I greatly appreciate you for taking this hour out of your day on a Sunday, like I mentioned earlier, just to eavesdrop in and get some nuggets or two. But I pray that you are blessed. And if you have not subscribed to my Facebook page, please subscribe. Man, when I tell you, I have some awesome guests coming, and every one of them are going to bring it. The topic may not be one that will tickle your ear, meaning like just make you say, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," but every one of them are going to be powerful,
That's right.
Impactful, but most of all spiritual, so that you can learn and grow. As Coach Fitz always says, let's get it and let's go.
Let's go.
They're going to teach us how to do it and encourage us through it, pray us through it, whatever the case may be. So Dr. Reed says, awesome job, my dear sister friends. Love you both alike. Love you too.
Love you too, Dr. V.
Absolutely. Well, if there are no more questions or comments, again, Coach Fitz, I am so delighted you joined us today.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
As I've been in Texas now for over 30 years, so I do have a little Southern twang every now and again. And they said, well, you done learned me something today. So you have learned me something today. But no, seriously, you have encouraged us and inspired us. And I hope that you will share this podcast with someone that needs a little hope and a little inspiration, because that's all this is, just to give you some hope and inspiration. So until next time, you guys make sure subscribe. We again have some awesome things coming up around the corner. You don't want to miss, and that way you will be able to receive notifications so that you can tune in. Amen. So, Coach Fitz, it's been a blessing to connect with you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, again, until next time, you all be blessed. And remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless until next time.